afternoon. I am Dr. Mike Jones, Clinical Assistant Professor with the Department of Kinesiology and Nutrition. On behalf of the faculty of the College of Applied Health Sciences, I welcome you to this afternoon's ceremony. As we begin to assure everyone's enjoyment of today's meaningful event, please take a moment now to turn off or mute all cell phones, pagers, or other electronic devices. Thank you. I am pleased to introduce Rima Gala, a student from our physical therapy department who will lead us in the singing of God Bless America. At this time, I ask that all who are capable please stand during the song. Words can be found on page 47 of your program booklet.
Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain, for purple mountain majesties, above the fruited plain. America, America, God shed his grace on thee, and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea.
Thank you. You may sit.
Good afternoon and welcome. My name is Bo Fernhall, and I'm proud to be the Dean of the College of Applied Health Sciences. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, the President of the University, the faculty and staff, administration of the University of Illinois at Chicago, I am pleased to welcome you to the 2015 Commencement at the UIC College of Applied Health Sciences. Before I do anything else, I'd first like to recognize the members of the platform party. I ask the members to rise as I call your names, and for the audience to hold your applause until all have been introduced. Dr. Michael Emeritus, Chancellor of the University of Illinois at Chicago. Mr. Grant Corrigan, Keynote Speaker. Dr. Karen Colley, Dean of the Graduate College. Ms. Julie Schwartzberger, Chair of the AHS College Alumni Board. Mr. Kitab Iwainat, President of the AHS Student Council. Mr. Dustin Jesberger, who will give the student address. Dr. Demeter John, Associate Dean for Academic and Student Affairs. Dr. Larry Paola, Head, Biomedical and Health Information Sciences. Dr. Tamar Heller, Professor, Department of Disability and Human Development, and Department Head. Dr. Charles Walter, Head, Department of Kinesiology and Nutrition. Dr. Yolanda Suarez-Balcazar, Head, Department of Occupational Therapy. And Dr. Ross Arena, Head, Department of Physical Therapy. Thank you. Please be seated. This year marks the 36th year that the Applied Health Sciences has been an independent college, even though many of our programs began as far back as 1918. As a college composed of faculty and staff dedicated to the health and well-being of all people, our job is to educate you, indeed transform you, into outstanding professionals you will become. Today's commencement ceremony marks the day of your transformation from students to graduates. You did it. You are now entering a world that needs you more than ever. And I know from personal experience and from what I've heard from our faculty and staff that you are well prepared to make a difference in today's society and that the future of our nation is in good hands. I wish each one of you the very best life has to offer. Now I would like to ask the class of 2015 to stand and remain standing. Ladies and gentlemen, the class of 2015. Class of 2015, you know you would not be here today if it weren't for two special groups of people. First, faculty and staff of the college who taught and guided you. Would you, the faculty and staff, please rise? Now, class of 2015, please turn around and face the audience. These were the people that were with you all the way. Your family, friends, and loved ones. Another round of applause for them, please. Please be seated. At this time, it gives me great pleasure to introduce the Chancellor of the University of Illinois at Chicago, Dr. Michael Emeritus. Dr. Emeritus assumed the role as the 9th Chancellor of the University of Illinois at Chicago on March 16th. He's already a veteran. Since that time, he has visited departments throughout the university, met with students and faculty, and shared his vision and enlisted all of us to help him propel this campus to the forefront of urban-serving research universities. Before joining UIC, he served as Executive Vice President for Academic Affairs and Provost at the University of South Carolina in Columbia. He was promoted through the academic ranks, became Department Chair in 2002, Dean of Engineering in 2006, and Provost in 2009. His research has resulted in more than 100 publications and over $18 million in external funding. Chancellor Emeritus has been recognized with a number of research and teaching awards and was elected Fellow of the American Association for Advancement of Science in 2012. He received his PhD in chemical engineering from the University of Wisconsin-Madison before moving to South Carolina in 1994. Please welcome Chancellor Michael Emeritus.
Thank you, Dean Fernell, and congratulations to you and to the faculty and the entire college for an excellent academic year. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. As you heard, I'm the new guy around here, and I actually believe what I hear. So they have told me that graduations here are a very special time, and the crowd really gets excited, it gets loud, it celebrates, and quite frankly, the first time that we did this, I didn't feel this much of an excitement. So let me give you one more opportunity to show me how you feel. Right? This is for them. This is for the graduating class of 2015 from the College of Applied Health Sciences. Congratulations. This is a little bit better. It is an honor to be here and to share this incredible day with you. And I'm delighted to see all the family members, the friends who have joined you, the graduates today, to share your accomplishment. And also some of them, they really want to be convinced that this is really happening now. The College of Applied Health Sciences is a community of multidisciplinary health science scholars educators, and students who contribute to the health and well-being of people, particularly those living in urban regions. The college is recognized for the high quality of its academic programs that prepare students for work in the fields of health and disability. But today, the focus is not on the college. Today, the focus is on you. This is your day to celebrate. And by the way, please make sure that all of these people who were cheering and shouting will take you to the best place in town tonight to celebrate with you as well. Remember how many times since you started your studies and you committed yourselves to sometimes a long and difficult journey, remember how many days you imagined this day. Remember the thrill of being accepted to one of the best universities in the country, to one of the best colleges in the country. Remember the long nights and the endless cups of coffee. Remember the hours for some of you on the bus or on the L every day. And remember the satisfaction of completing what seemed to be at the beginning an overwhelming research paper, an overwhelming project, or an impossible exam that you had to take. Well, this is your special day today, and you have earned the right to celebrate. Today is also my opportunity to see you for the last time as students and offer to you some parting words from your alma mater. Now, when we say parting, we don't really mean it, since I assure you, you will hear from us, and we hope that we will continue to hear from you as well. Because you see, this is not the end of your journey. It is just a short stop, very important, but short, in your much longer journey of life that continues first thing tomorrow morning. The rest of the journey is yours to define. You have many choices to make, and these choices are wide, and they are only limited by your imagination. I hope your choices bring you to new and exciting stops along your journey and fulfill your expectations and ambitions. I'm confident that your education will help you navigate the rough waters that inevitably you will encounter in some parts of your journey. And I'm confident also that you will find the time and passion to also look after others who are less fortunate than you are in your journey and help them along their way. After all, this is the legacy and tradition of your university and your college, and I know that you will honor this tradition in your own unique way. Today, you're wiser and more educated than when you began the course of your study, even if to some of your friends and relatives it doesn't feel this way. Take a moment to think about the distance you have come, to look back at yourself on the day you began and see how different you are today, how far you have traveled on the road to a better, fuller, and stronger you. Take this moment, breathe in, and enjoy it. On behalf of the University of Illinois at Chicago, I extend you this promise. We will always be your university. The College of Applied Health Sciences will always be your college. I'm sure if you do well financially, we will find you. But more importantly, your university and your college will always be here for you. Like you, this institution will continue to grow in strength and reputation, enhancing the value of your degrees. This university will make you proud, just the same way that you have made us proud, and just the same way as your association with this university has made it a better university. Because after all, the greatness of a university is in big part the sum of its alumni, and you are now part of this equation. To the parents, families, and friends who are with us today, thank you for making this occasion so important by being here, and thank you for all of your support in the last few years for our students and for the University of Illinois at Chicago. To our graduates, go forward and make your way with the knowledge, skills, and growth that this college has given you to serve, to lead, to teach, to guide, to care, and to heal in your own way, to give back to the world. And please remember to share your future accomplishments with us and to return, to visit, to mentor the next generations of students who will follow in your footsteps. And please, as you do all of this, tell the world about what you have accomplished and about your alma mater. You are and you will be the greatest ambassadors of UIC. We want to thank you for making UIC and the College of Applied Health Sciences a place where success lives and people thrive. Congratulations and Godspeed.
We're just thrilled to have with us this afternoon our exciting, exceptional guest speaker, Mr. Grant Corrigan. In 2010, Mr. Corrigan was president of his own nanotechnology company and had chosen to fill his personal life with extreme sports and adventure. Then, at age 32, he suffered a back injury while snowmobiling, which left him without the use of his legs. But the injury only reinforced his lifelong commitment to live life to the fullest, as he defined it. Now, as he continues his rehabilitation and he re-enters the extreme arena of extreme sports, Mr. Corrigan is also taking his story to audiences around the country. He professes that, quote, regardless of ability or perceived disability, every single person, every single one of us can achieve everything you desire in life, end quote. I think his story of personal experience with sport, medical care, rehabilitation, and disability will resonate loudly with graduates of this college. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Grant Corrigan.
All right, congratulations. I see some excitement out there. Faculty, honored to be here. Distinguished guests, luminary students, grad students, new doctors among us, parents, grandparents, younger siblings who are completely jealous of their elder siblings right now. Today is the day you've done it. This is it. Congratulations. This is that moment that you have all been waiting for. My name is Grant Corrigan, and I'm a speaker, an athlete, the author of the book 2 Feet Back, and I teach people to overcome adversity and choose positivity through their everyday lives because I believe it's human to fall down. The magic happens when we get back up. Now, in my research, I found 2 words in your mission statement. 2 words: intellectual excellence. Intellectual excellence. And hearing that the University of Illinois Chicago has the first of its kind PhD program in disability studies, as well as the #1 occupational therapy program among public schools. Yeah, you can clap for that all day long. I'd say you guys are far better than simply on that path. You're living it, and living it well. You know, it's one thing, an amazing achievement to earn a degree. It's one thing, but it's completely a different thing to earn a degree that's ripe with the knowledge to help your fellow man, to elevate humanity on a global level. You know, as a man who has been the recipient of much of what the medical system has to offer, I have 2 words. 2 words I want to say to all of you right now. 2 words for your past accomplishments, your current achievement, and everything you'll achieve in the future. 2 words: thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for doing what you do. Thank you for being who you are. Thank you for making the difference that only you will make with the life that you are living. Thank you. Now, graduates, today is your day. This is it. You've reached the fulfillment, the completion, the finish line of one of life's greatest goals. This is that moment, and you've earned it. Choose to be here. Choose to be grounded. Choose to be present. This is that moment. Now, I'm imagining you're expecting me to come up and talk about what it means to overcome adversity and push through challenge regardless of circumstance, and you would only be partially correct. See, I'm not here to tell you about how on March 5th, 2010, I overshot a jump while snowmobiling, landed too hard, burst fractured my first lumbar vertebrae, and sustained a spinal cord injury and instantly entered the realm of spinal cord injury recovery. I'm not here to tell you about that. I'm here to tell you that everything you can imagine to encompass the words success, happiness, joy, fulfillment in life is possible. You have only to define it, to ask for it, to experience it. This is the day. This is your graduation day. You have worked your entire lives for this moment right here. Choose to be excited in this moment. This is massive. You've reached the intersection where one book ends and the next begins. Now, in a few short moments, each of you will be receiving a freshly minted, all-access backstage pass to the world. You can do anything you want. Now, you need to know, life is going to rock you. Woo! Life is going to rock you. And I mean like the party tonight as well, but I mean life is going to rock you. You are going to have challenges. This is a part of the jam. You know, it's that John C. Maxwell quote. It says, change is inevitable. Growth is optional. And I've got a rhetorical question I want to ask you, so no need for a show of hands, but how many of you have faced immense adversity at one point or another in your life? I'm talking about raw, powerful, course-altering adversity, the kind of which that stops you dead in your tracks and makes you question the very fabric of the universe. You live in adversity. I'm going to guess every single one of you. You see, every single one of us faces immense adversity at one point or another in our life. This is what it means to be human. You know, struggle is one of the great common denominators among us. It's that Ian McLaren quote, be kind to everyone you see, for everyone is fighting a great battle. You know, as human beings operating on our highest levels, we're all so unique, so different, so special. Yet when simmered down to our rawest levels, we are all very much the same in our ability to experience, challenge, struggle, change. You see, I believe we're all survivors. I mean, we're all survivors of something. Now, if you take out, let me compare mine to yours, we all have pain in common. Now, pain is a unitless quantity. It is or it isn't, and it is for all of us. So when we take out any kind of rating scale, any kind of quantification, it's easy to see that whether it's a broken back, bankruptcy, or love on the rocks, one is not worse than the other, but for how we deal with it. You see, I believe when we trade comparison for compassion, we begin to weave that proverbial fabric of life which connects us all. That is the essence of gratitude, love, and a beautiful understanding of our fellow man. Now, I'm here today to celebrate your immense achievement. And I'm honored to be standing in this moment, standing in front of the graduating class 2015, University of Illinois, Chicago. Yes, you guys can clap at that, by the way. Be awed. Be awed by the things that move you. Be awed by the things that move you, because you're going to need it. You are going to need it. You know, earlier I talked about how life is going to rock you. I threw that out, and I'm not kidding. Life will rock you. You're going to be faced with 1,000 choices and 1,000,000 forks in the road over and over and over. And that's part of life. You know, before my injury, before I had this injury, I was a guy I thought I had it all. I was the president of a nanotechnology company which designs proprietary laser science devices in the field of applied laser physics with application in both the medical and renewable energy fields for both foreign and domestic government national lab programs. Bit of a mouthful right there. It was awesome. I loved it. I lived this dual life. I was an athlete as well, avid mountain biker, competitive big mountain skier, world-traveling whitewater kayaker, and the thing I'm most proud of, a new husband. I married my dream girl, the queen of my universe. I was a guy who felt like I had it all, and out of nowhere, I broke my back. I sustained a spinal cord injury. And in those early moments, those challenging times, the dark days in the hospital, when I couldn't make heads or tails of what was going on with my life, I couldn't figure out what was going on, I had this sense that something was slipping away. Something that defined me was leaving me. And I'm not talking about the stuff when I say be awed by the things that move you. I'm not talking about the things you like. I'm not even talking about the things you love. I'm not even talking about follow your passion. I'm talking about the stuff that gives you goosebumps on your arms, the stuff that makes the hair stand up. I'm talking about the stuff that keeps you up at night. You can't wait for the sun to rise so you can do this thing, that stuff. That's what I'm talking about. And I had the sense it was leaving me. Here I was, this athlete, and all of a sudden I can't feel or move anything below my belly button. And these things that I loved, that moved me, that awed me, were leaving my life. And I recognized I was completely at choice. I was completely at choice. I could choose, instead of letting these things leave me, be irrelevant in my life, I could choose to focus on them, choose to seek them, curate them, cultivate them. And I did just that. In the very beginning of this injury, I was working out 8 hours a day, 6 days a week, with no guarantee that I would again move my legs. Couldn't move anything from the belly button down, but I moved forward with the blind faith that I knew if I did the work, my life would be better for it. And I did it by taking the things that moved me, the things I love, and making them the pillars of what drove me forward. Things like walking hand in hand down the street with my bride, simple stuff. And by choosing to move forward, choosing to be awed by the things that truly move me, I've been able to get back onto the very snowmobile I broke my back on. I got back in my whitewater kayak. I was able to kayak the 32-mile Molokai World Championships from the Hawaiian island of Molokai to Oahu. I've been able to return to aviation, flying helicopters, flying airplanes, paragliders, paramotors. I had the honor and opportunity to swim with humpback whales in the kingdom of Tonga, and all of this after a life-altering injury. When challenge knocked on my door, I was aware of the things that moved me, the fuel in my life, and I utilized them to take me from one place to a life I truly wanted to live. Be awed by the things that move you, because you're going to need them. Now, Jim Carrey, he gave a commencement speech a couple years back, told a great story about how his father was one of the funniest men he'd ever experienced. Great comic, unbelievable. And instead of choosing a life in the entertainment realm, chose a life in the accounting realm. And nothing wrong with accounting, but Jim Carrey's dad's passion was being funny. And he took this life so he could be safe. And inevitably the story goes on that he's let go, he's let off his job, and he has to face the very fear that he aimed to insulate himself and his family against. You see, in Jim Carrey's overly wise words, you can fail at doing the thing you don't love, so you might as well take a chance on doing what you love. You see, that resonates on a deep level. You see, we as a people are not defined by what happens to us. We're defined by how we deal with it, and more specifically, who we become throughout the process. I'm going to say it again. We are not defined by what happens to us. We're defined by how we deal with it, and more importantly, who we become throughout the process. And we all know that easy path, don't we? That easy path, the 1,000 voices sitting on our right shoulder, calling to you, begging to you to ease up, slow down, give up, quit. Right? It's as easy as hitting the snooze button, skipping a workout. Woo! It's like a million streams all united and heading toward the sea. It's easy to jump on board and go with the flow, but not you. Not any single one of you. You're going upstream against the current to the top of the mountain where the view is the finest, where the air is the cleanest, because that's where your goals lie. And like anything in life that's worth having, it never comes easy. It takes sustained commitment and hard work. And for me in my life and my recovery, I recognize it always comes down to one very simple choice. I can choose to simply keep putting one foot in front of the other, or I can give up on life. I can choose to simply keep putting one foot in front of the other, or I can give up on life. Now the latter's a little unthinkable. And by being awed by the things that move me, seeking that goodness, deciding what I want in life, choosing to move forward, choosing to live the life that I want, I've been able, with the gratitude-filled opportunity, to ski in 2012 to Antarctica's geographic South Pole. I became the first spinal cord injured athlete in history to ski to Antarctica's geographic South Pole, which I did arriving on January 17th, 2012, exactly 100 years after the first explorers, Britain Sir Robert Falcon Scott, and first to pole, Norwegian Roald Amundsen. I got to tell you, it's plenty cold. We're going to jump right to it. We're going to go straight there. I want to take you to a moment. Now, this expedition took a year to plan, a year of training my body to be able to do this. We were gone a month door to door. We fly down to Antarctica. This was a massive, massive, massive expedition where all of a sudden I'm going to take you right to the polar plateau. 600 square miles of 50 below zero, completely laminar, flat, white landscape. And my beard is freezing over, upper lip freezing to lower lip, closing in, very claustrophobic. And now these are 12-hour workouts for 12 straight days in a row. 10-hour workouts, 12 straight days in a row. And I had estimated 250,000 push strokes is what it was going to take me with my arms to arrive at the South Pole. And day after day, I grinded. Now, keep in mind, if at the halfway point on any one of these days, no lunch, no breaking, no stopping, because if you slow down, the frost builds up on your body and you can't keep going. You just have to keep on moving. So if at the 5-hour mark, in any one of these days on a 10-hour workout, I were to say to myself, hey, Grant, you got 5 more hours? Well, more often than not, the answer was no. All right, no problem, Grant. Grant, can you give me, say, 1 more mile? Well, if the answer was no, no problem, Grant. Can you give me half hour? If the answer was no, can you give me 500 feet? If the answer was no, Grant, can you give me 100 feet? If the answer was no, and more often than not, it was. I'm proud to say it was. I'd say, Grant, you got 10 more feet? Yeah, I got 10 more feet. And I push myself 10 feet. And I'd ask myself again, hey, Grant, you got 10 more feet? Yeah, I got 10 more feet. You've always got 10 more feet. British Special Forces saying always a little more. So I go 10 feet, and I'd ask myself, hey, Grant, you got 10 feet? Yeah, 10 feet, yeah, 10, yeah. And 5 hours later, I'm still asking myself, hey, Grant, you got 10 more feet? You see, it's the summation of the small goals that make up the fruition of the insurmountable. You've always got 10 more feet. And now people ask me, they ask me all the time, they say, what do you use? What's the fuel you use to push yourself through the intensity of your workouts, the intensity of these expeditions? And I say it's the unbelievable power of affirmations, claiming things, putting words together in the form of a declaration so that anyone around me can hear it, myself, every cell in my body, saying things in the form of a declaration like, I am strong, I am well, I am healed, I am whole. I'm saying these things. They feel amazing, by the way. Now, I had no idea that I did this until all of a sudden I'm in Antarctica on this expedition, and I get dropped off. It's 50 below zero, and I land, and I'm saying, I'm strong, I am well, I am healed, I am warm, I am warm, I am warm. It's funny, but you say something enough, you believe it. You believe it, you become it, it's yours, and no one can ever take that from you. So there I go, pushing along. Day 2, it's getting louder. Day 3, day 4, day 5, it's getting louder within me. I'm saying things like, I am joyful, I am abundant, I am loved. These things feel amazing, by the way. I dare you to say, I am joyful without a smile on your face. And if you say it 1,000 times, you will be joyful. So here I am pushing along. Day 8, day 9, day 10, it's coming out loud. I'm yelling this stuff. Now keep in mind, skiing along with the beard frozen, upper lip frozen to lower lip, so I'm mumbling. Keoki Flag, our photographer, he's skiing next to me, and he hears me, I am strong, I am well, I am good. He said, bro, what are you doing? I said, Keoki, I'm doing my affirmations. He said, affirmations, what's that? I said, I'm saying things like, I'm strong, I'm well, I am missed, I'm achieving every single one of my goals. He kind of looks at me with this wide eye, kind of like that one over there. Wide eye, right? I said, Keoki, I want you to do one for me. I want you to do one for me right now. He said, you want me to say one? I said, I want you to say the words for me, I am unbreakable. He said, unbreakable. You want me to say that? I said, I want you to say I'm unbreakable. He said, out loud? I said, who's going to hear you? Fair enough. He says, I'm unbreakable. I said, Keoki, man, I want you to yell it, bro, as loud as you possibly can. He said, I'm unbreakable. I said, Keoki, 2 more shots, man, loud as you can. He said, I'm unbreakable. I said, this is it, last shot, give it to me. He said, I'm unbreakable. Woo! I said, how do you feel? He says, I feel awesome. And he skis away at like 1,000 miles an hour. Now, right now, we have that very opportunity right here, right now, on this amazing day. I want to hear one from you guys as loud as we can. I want to bring Chicago down with the words, I am unbreakable. I want you to yell one for me right now, I'm unbreakable. We got this. Let's bring the roof down. I'm unbreakable. Come on, let's take it all the way to downtown. I'm unbreakable. Yeah, how do you guys feel? Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Graduates, today's your day. Today is all about you. Choose to seek that goodness. Choose to nurture it. Choose to curate it. Know what you want in life. Run toward it. Become a master of it. And share your brilliant light with the world. Now, I want to leave you with this. Life seems to be an exercise in applied forgetting. Now, my goal today has been to remind you to stand in your truth, to be the highest version of yourself, and to remind you that every single one of us has the power to come to the awareness that you can achieve everything you desire in this life. Now, life is happening right now in this exact moment, with or without your permission. I needed to have a spinal cord injury to undo the forgetting of my life, to stand in my truth. You don't. I have a quote I'll leave you with. I like to say, it's not about what I've done, it's about what I'm going to do. And right now, it's not about what you've done, how you got here, or anything else that happened yesterday. What matters is and always will be what you're going to do right now, in this moment, for the rest of your life. And if you remember only one thing from today, remember this: you are unbreakable. Thank you guys so very much, and congratulations, graduating class! Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Thank you for that.
This is the point of the ceremony that marks the official conferral of degrees from the University of Illinois on behalf of the Board of Trustees. Chancellor Emeritus, upon the recommendation of the faculty and by vote of the Senate, I have the honor to present these candidates for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. Candidates, please rise.
Upon these recommendations and by the authority of the Board of Trustees, I confer upon you the Doctor of Philosophy degree for which you have been presented, and admit you to all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities of that degree. Congratulations.
Please be seated. Chancellor Emeritus, upon the recommendation of the faculty and by vote of the Senate, I have the honor to present these candidates for the degree of Doctor of Occupational Therapy. Please rise.
Upon these recommendations and by the authority of the Board of Trustees, I confer upon each of you the Doctor of Occupational Therapy degree for which you have been presented, and admit you to all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities of that degree. Congratulations.
Please be seated. Chancellor Emeritus, upon the recommendation of the faculty and by vote of the Senate, I have the honor to present these candidates for the degree of Doctor of Physical Therapy. Please rise.
Upon these recommendations and by the authority of the Board of Trustees, I confer upon you the Doctor of Physical Therapy degree for which you have been presented, and admit you to all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities of that degree. Congratulations.
Please be seated. Chancellor Emeritus, upon the recommendation of the faculty and by vote of the Senate, I have the honor to present these candidates for the degree of Masters of Science. Please rise.
Upon these recommendations and by the authority of the Board of Trustees, I confer upon you the Masters of Science degree for which you have been presented, and admit you to all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities of that degree. Congratulations.
Please be seated. Chancellor Emeritus, upon the recommendation of the faculty and by vote of the Senate, I have the honor to present these candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science. Please rise.
Upon these recommendations and by the authority of the Board of Trustees, I confer upon you the Bachelor of Science degree for which you have been presented, and admit you to all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities of that degree. Congratulations.
Please be seated. And now, the moment you've been waiting for, presentation of degree recipients. Our department heads will now introduce their academic programs and their faculty marshals. We'll begin with Dr. Larry Paola from the Department of Biomedical and Health Information Sciences.
Good afternoon, everyone, and congratulations to our graduates on behalf of our department. Our department in Biomedical and Health Information Sciences is home to 3 accredited programs, each of which is a leader in our respective industries. So without further ado, it's my honor to present Professor John Doherty to call out the graduates. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Puala. It's my honor to introduce the graduates of the Master of Science in Biomedical Visualization, the 94th class in our program's history. Virginia Elizabeth Fulford. Kenzie Lawson Green. Catherine Margaret Henning. Meredith Lee Hoffman. Grace Sue. Catherine Ann Lammy. Myung Sung Lee. Swan Lee. Meredith Lynn Osborne. Ollie Padilla. Amanda Root Thompson. Robert Schonk. Faith Simunyu. Katja Tetzloff. Mackenzie Lynn Wampler. Melissa Zakritz. And Resheth Koo. Now it's my pleasure to introduce the Faculty Marshal for the Graduate Program in Health Informatics, Dr. Michael Dieter.
Thank you, John. It is my great pleasure to present the graduates from the Master of Science in Health Informatics program. Daniel C. Addison. Mohammed Farhan Alam. Sarah N. Beck. Wanda Clarice Bedford. Karen M. Burke. Scott David Garrett. Celeste Holbrook. Michelle Palazzetti Lashinsky. Bradley R. Lomax. Ladina Louise Marshall. Elizabeth Caroline McCall. Victoria Remus Mile. Munisha Mishra. Munira Rahman Harel. Shameen Patel. Lori Annette Roskins. Kristen Louise Seward. Lisa Ann Sikora. Diane Smith. Gail L. Thomas. Anya Francine Timmerman. Lorena Tuseko. Kimberly Ann Wade. Lois Elizabeth Walters Threet. Tieran Torn Watchman. Zishan Zohaib. It is now my pleasure to introduce Karen Patina, the Faculty Marshal for the Health Information Management Program. Thank you.
Good afternoon. It is my pleasure to present the graduates of the Post-Baccalaureate Certificate in Health Information Management. Justine Basa Asilo Delo. Beth Formica. Rebecca Ruth Teleski. And now I present the candidates for the Bachelor of Science in Health Information Management. MJ Mojisola Adebayo. Kahini Bavsar. Lauren Buer, magna cum laude. Daniel John Brodinski, magna cum laude. Catherine Choi. Kyle Taylor Christensen. Amanda Davis. Nofal El Hajami. Jason Gaitis. Joseph Angelo Grimaldi, Jr. Elena Guleva. Shaima Haji, cum laude. Isamar Hernandez. Valia Janiosevicius. Emily Kafkas, magna cum laude. Maha Khalid. Annie Lee, summa cum laude. Christian Charisse Mangle. Elvira Martinez. Jessica Mason, summa cum laude. Evan May. Ronak Parek. Dina Rajendra Patel. Nadeem Patel. Amber Qureshi. Jane Remigio. Amanda Marie Schaefer. John Sirakis, magna cum laude. Nista Tamrakar, cum laude. Anjali Thawani. Amanda Turek, magna cum laude. Ivana Vuksanovic, cum laude. And Haohong Yan, cum laude. Congratulations. And now it is my pleasure to introduce the Department Head for Disability and Human Development, Dr. Tamar Heller.
Welcome, everyone. And I'm from the Department of Disability and Human Development, and we have a PhD in Disability Studies, a Master in Disability and Human Development, and a certificate program in Assistive Technology. And I'd like to call Sarah Parker Harris as the Marshal. She's the Director of Graduate and Undergraduate Studies.
Thanks, Tamar. It is my great pleasure to introduce the degree recipients for the Doctor of Philosophy in Disability Studies. Badia Aldamki. Hanan Lee. Lieke von Human. Patrick Ojok. Natasha Spasiani. Terry Thrower. It is also my pleasure to introduce the degree recipient for the Masters of Science in Disability and Human Development, Jesus Sanchez. I would like to now call Dr. Charles Walter from the Department of Kinesiology and Nutrition.
Thank you, Dr. Parker. I want to welcome everyone to UIC on the very best day of the year. So nice to see you all here. I'm the chair of the Department of Kinesiology and Nutrition. It's my great pleasure to welcome our graduate marshal, the program director for Kinesiology, Nutrition, and Rehabilitation Science, Dr. Jamila Fantuzzi.
Hello. It's my great pleasure to introduce the recipients of the Doctor of Philosophy in Kinesiology and Nutrition, Sandra Lisbeth Gomez Perez, Sarah Jean Peterson, Cynthia Michelle Kroger, Rebecca Marie Kappas, double duty. And Mackenzie Lee Pater. It is now my pleasure to introduce the Faculty Marshal for the Master Program in Kinesiology, Dr. Jacob Hawes.
Thank you, Dr. Fantuzzi. It's now my pleasure to introduce the recipients of the master's degree in kinesiology. Vered Arbel, Eliza Davis, Brandon Groth, Keith Kowalski, Melissa Magallanes, Kirsten McCartney, it's now my pleasure to introduce the Faculty Marshal for undergraduate degrees in kinesiology, Dr. John Kumlili.
Good afternoon. We're going to be here sometime, so buckle up. Just thinking about Grant's speech, you know, the Norwegian made it home and the British guy didn't. Just letting you know that. Thank you. It's my pleasure to present the recipients of the Bachelor of Science degree in Kinesiology. Thank you. Kristin Nicole Abruscato. Keep the energy high. Mohammed Alawi. Justin Alvarez. Ahmed E. Alamari. Yeah, Raya Alush. He just made it here, by the way. George Ivan Arizmendi. Rhonda William Atala. James Christian Babana. Bishoy Bahur. Emmanuel Barron. Yeah. Arbella Bithu. Jessica Barber Bahenik. Lane. Annetta A. Boduk. Erin Marie Boney. Alexander William Brinley. Christopher Childs Bryant. Kenneth Justin Bilsecco. Kaylin Marjorie Bai. Wanda Cardenas. Joan Beatrice R. Coombe. Ariane Grace Banales Camaro. The other names come tomorrow. Dana Yusuf Darwish. Justin Estuesta de Gea. Show us the big head. Show us the big head. Nice. A memory forever, Justin. Congratulations. Rebecca Delahunty. Danielle Nicole Dodd. Angela Marie Domenico. Very patient, Mike. Michael Durant, cum laude. Tess Lorette Albright Earhart, cum laude. Taser Al-Sayed. Ahmed Al-Sharif. Zachary Dylan Alexander Estes. Nice. Kevin Rex Marty Galima. Jacob S. Gerlock. Christian Krzyszofka. Valer Gertan, magna cum laude. Rosemary Hanna. Timothy J. Hannigan, Jr. Jennifer Page Hendler. Wow. Austin G. Henke, cum laude. We're a third of the way through, folks. Hang in there. Natalie Chanel Hernandez. Jacqueline Viho. Melissa Jo Hoffman, cum laude. Hello. Clara Dorothy Hoffman, cum laude. Connor Ryan Howard. Kristen Rayanne Hutchinson. Maxwell Gregory Infanti. Nice whistle. Katab O. Iwanat. Mark Edward Jal, summa cum laude. Nice tassels. Michael James Jewell, magna cum laude. Kate Allison Jackson. Alina Marie Juras. Ryan William Kinzora. Look at the attitude. Zainab Sarah Kumsi. Taimen Kim starts his new job on Monday. Magda Kosikowska. Christina Marie Kuta. Well done, mate. Thank you. Ricardo A. Lara. All right. Yes, come on. Evelyn Lee. It's Doug. Douglas Javon Lewis. Thank you. Kevin Lee, cum laude. Erica Lidke. Evan N. Lines. Rima Lundkus, cum laude. They keep coming. Bailey Amanda Lundman. Tanya Malorta. Elia H. Martinez, cum laude. Justina Elizabeth Matthew, cum laude. Hey, Katie Marie Marigold, cum laude. Evan. Ivan Mitsko, cum laude. Punit Devindra Modi. Eric John Donosio Munkal. Saketh R. Nandipali. Come on. Amina Norshin, cum laude. Well done, mate. Patrick John O'Connor. All right, good luck with that, he says. Always say Ogunle. Got it. Patricia Ortiz. Emily Rose Pallock. Taha Parvez. Amir V. Patel. Darvel Dilip Patel. Sarab Patel. Jaisul Patel. Wait. Shirag. Yes! Eva Marie Pua. Mary Ramoon. One moment. She got engaged on Saturday, graduated today, she starts work tomorrow. Mary, where's your fiancé? Good luck with that. Alison Recto. Caitlin Rose Weinwald. Summa cum laude. Thank you. Michael Rensniak. I'll see if you like Scotch after. Jack Patrick Reiki, cum laude. Taylor Ann Rogers. Jeffrey V. Romero. Stephanie Sagum, cum laude. Nice cheering section. Alexandra Chalice, cum laude. Gustavo Salas. Well done, mate. Jeremy David Shoup, summa cum laude. Your wife's going to kill me. Aaron Nicholas Simmons. Well done, pal. Sarah Ann Singer. Crystal Amber Schmuck. Akhil Shridhar. Cordra Kevitt Stewart. Hi, Stephanie. Stephanie Stratton. Gabriel Stefan Sutton, Fellow of the Urban Allied Health Academy. Rebecca Nicole Tamundi. Shivam Thakkar. He had doubts. Jessica B. Teal. Nice tassels. Gino Michael Tobar, magna cum laude. Matthias Trinidad. Jerome Uthupan. Amir Stephen Vakil. Victoria Catherine Bankura. Ashton E. Wagner. Tiffany Lauren White. Kamaria M.T. Woods. And bring this home. Jamie Wu. Jamie Yu. It's my pleasure to introduce Krista Varaday. Dr. Krista Varaday. Krista, I'm knackered. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you very much. You're a hard act to follow.
It's hot.
Jennifer Lynn Allington. Alessia S. Altman. Oh, sorry, this is nutrition master's degree. I just realized John didn't mention that. Congratulations. Amanda Marie Aspen. Erica L. Landis. Thanks. Caitlin A. Levy. Oh. Nefertiti Oji NG Deka. Christina Lynn Pappas. Gina Lori Phillips. And Anna C. Titcomb. Congratulations. Oh, just want to announce Jamie Shifley will be pronouncing the bachelor's degree in nutrition.
Thank you, Krista. Sumaya S. Ali. Zachary Edward Bennis. Alexis D'Acenzo, Fellow of the Urban Allied Health Academy. Rachel Blair Davis, magna cum laude. Nicole Maureen Hartnett. Michelle Elizabeth Mullen, summa cum laude. Thomas Merzadolo, cum laude. Jennifer Z. Steinhaus, summa cum laude. Lindsay Marie Yuki. And Eva Urbitite. And now it is my pleasure to introduce Dr. Yolanda Suarez Balcazar, the Department Head for Occupational Therapy.
Good afternoon. On behalf of the Department of Occupational Therapy, congratulations, class of 2015. It is my pleasure to introduce Dr. Joy Hamel, the Faculty Marshal for the Doctor of Occupational Therapy program.
It's my pleasure to introduce the recipients of the Doctor in Occupational Therapy. Mora Priven Bouchal. Heidi Waldinger Fisher. Jennifer Friesna. Esmeralda Vasquez. And now I'd like to introduce Dr. Elizabeth Peterson, the Director of Graduate Studies for our Masters of Science in Occupational Therapy.
Good afternoon. It is my pleasure to announce the degree recipients for the Master of Science in Occupational Therapy. Stacy Chan, Fellow of the Urban Allied Health Academy. Melina Gabriela Marte, Fellow, the Urban Allied Health Academy. Yege T. Oki. Eliza Y. Rothstein, Fellow of the Urban Allied Health Academy. Jamie L. Sulfridge. And it is now my pleasure to introduce Dr. Ross Arena, Department Head, Physical Therapy.
Thank you very much. Congratulations, everyone. It is my honor to introduce the Faculty Marshal and Program Director for the Doctor of Physical Therapy program, Dr. Gay Girolami.
Thank you, Dr. Arena. It is my pleasure to announce for you today the graduates of the Doctor of Physical Therapy program. Joseph Raymond Asher, Brian Thomas Barani, Jeffrey Philip Byro, Brittany M. Brown, Franco Salvatore Calabrese, Eileen Marie C.K., Kathleen Shizeski, Matthew Currier, Brianna Nicole DiBiase, Samantha Louise Dillon, Ashley Nicole Dooley, Adam Fagan, it's okay, Richard Fernandez, Kelsey Flanders, Joseph David Freilich, Rima Gala, Patrick Joseph Galvin, Erica Renee Gentry, Anthony Stewart Graven, Alexandra Lynn Grimad, Dustin Jesberger, Stephanie Johnson, Ashley Canellis, Jennifer Aaron Kick, Tiffany Kimura, Abigail Ann Lutz, Jennifer Malwitz Ponce, Ashley Christine Maripode, Rachel Michelle Mason, Taylor Elise McCulloch, Sarah Ann Benhennett, Jordan David Miller, Lauren Lydia Navorel, Edita Norkevichua, Megan O'Connell, Orvika Ashok Patel, Melissa Danielle Potts, Kelly Ann Rupke, Yamit Sadia, Christy Ann Samra, Michael Renan Santa Maria, Julian Sheff, Stephanie Smrokowski, Sally Ann Stelsel, Laura Brianna Vasquez, Anna Jordan Wetzel, Rashawn Darnell White. Jessica Lynn Weirdak. It's my pleasure to introduce Dr. Alexandra Ruin, the Director of Graduate Studies for the Masters in Rehabilitation Science.
Thank you, Dr. Girolami. It's my pleasure to introduce the recipients of the Master Degree in Rehabilitation Sciences. Praja Acharya, Kosaku Oayagi, Radhika Desai, Daya Devanathan, Hardeep Singh Gill, Sali Uta Jathane, Charlie Chen Ma, Pooja Salot, Shruti Ramesh Shinde, Po An Tsai, Ishwari Opasani, Yiru Wang,
Every year after this, I'm convinced that PT and OT students are just trying to get more business with hand therapy. I'm now pleased to introduce the chair of the college's alumni board, Ms. Julie Schwartzberger, for the tassel switch ceremony. Julie graduated with an MBA at Keller Graduate School in 2002, earned a BS degree in physical therapy at UIC in 1994, and a BA in liberal arts at UIC in 1992. Julie is currently a neurologic clinical instructor for the Doctor of Physical Therapy program in the College of Health Professions at Rosalind Franklin University of Medicine and Science.
Thank you, Dean Fernhall. Congratulations, graduates. Before I begin the tassel switch ceremony, I would like to first thank the other AHS alumni board members that are present here today and thank them for all of their participation in our ceremony. Would the AHS alumni board officers and members present today please rise? And I want to specifically recognize them by name: Dr. Nina Cherie Franklin and Olympia Kolagitis. Graduates, I am honored to lead you in the venerable tradition that signals your transition from degree candidate to alumnus of the University of Illinois at Chicago. Will you please rise? Now please move your mortarboard tassel from right to left. Very good. On behalf of the Alumni Board of the college, I am pleased to welcome you to our ranks.
And I think we can give them another round of applause with a little more life in it. Please be seated. We now move to the presentation of honors and awards. Many of our graduating students have been recognized this year by the university, their departments, or professional organizations for achievement in scholarship, leadership, and service. You'll find a listing of these students and their awards in the college sections of the commencement booklet. It is now my privilege to introduce Associate Dean for Academic and Student Affairs, Dr. Demetra John, who will recognize the Departmental Achievement Awards.
I am pleased to announce this year's recipients of the Achievement Award, which is given to one student from each program, selected by the faculty based on their overall academic performance and their potential for becoming an outstanding practitioner in their field, and who have demonstrated leadership or provided service to the campus or their profession. These awardees were recognized at a special reception last week and were presented with a plaque in acknowledgement of their achievements. Graduates, when I call your names, please rise and remain standing. And audience, we ask that you hold your applause until all student names are read. From Biomedical Visualization, Meredith Hoffman. From Disability Studies, Natasha Spaziani. From Disability and Human Development, Maria de Lourdes Ruby Arellano. From Health Information Management, Annie Lee. From Kinesiology, Clara Hoffman. Also from Kinesiology, Stephanie Sagum. From Nutrition, Michelle Mullen. From Occupational Therapy, Jennifer Friesma. Also from Occupational Therapy, Marian Garcia. And from Physical Therapy, Jessica Weirdak. Congratulations. You may be seated. I would also like to take a moment to recognize the contributions of our outstanding student leaders from student organizations throughout the college. Your hard work and commitment have truly made a difference in the lives of your fellow students. Would all of our student leaders from all of our student organizations in the college, no matter what your office is, I'm ad-libbing here a little bit, but please, please, please rise and be recognized. I know there's lots of you. There you are. Thank you for your many contributions to the AHS community and making the College of Applied Health Sciences the best college on campus. Thank you.
The Dean's Award is given to an outstanding graduating student who has been active in our college community while maintaining a strong academic record. It is my pleasure to present the 2015 Dean's Award to Kitab Iwina. Kitab, will you please join me? As soon as Kitab joined our college, it became clear he was a leader. He has now served 2 years as president of the AHA Student Council. He volunteers as a UIC student ambassador for prospective students. And most recently, he spearheaded, not on my campus, a student-organized campaign to raise awareness about UIC's non-smoking policy. Off campus, he volunteers extensively with children and adults with disabilities. He's also a member of Peer Health Exchange, a Chicago nonprofit that trains college students to teach health seminars in public high schools that lack a comprehensive health curriculum. And while those who know him casually might not know any of these things, no one fails to notice Kitab's selflessness, sensitivity, humility, and energy. Please join me in congratulating Kitab Iwinat. Kitab will now be announcing the teaching awards on behalf of the student body.
Good afternoon, everyone. As Dean Fernhall mentioned, my name is Kitab Iwinat. I'd like to begin by acknowledging the service of our officers and members. So, would the Applied Health Science Student Council officers and members present here today please stand? I'd also like to thank our faculty advisor for her guidance and support. She was instrumental in helping the council meet our goals and greatly assisted us in every way possible. Dr. Demetra John, please stand. Each year, the Applied Health Science Student Council presents an award to the recipients of the Excalibur Award for Teaching Excellence. This award is given to one faculty member from each department, chosen from nominations made by the graduating students of that unit. The Excalibur Award is presented to teachers who are role models, who help provide encouragement for learning inside the classroom and in the clinical settings, who help guide students in their achievements of their goals, and who are supportive of the students' individual efforts. Faculty award recipients were acknowledged in the past 2 weeks in their classrooms and departmental events. But we would like to take a moment to acknowledge these outstanding professors for their contribution to the university. Faculty, please rise as I call your name. Audience, please hold your applause until the end. From the Biomedical Visualization Program, John Dorothy. From the Health Informatics Program, John Ordzichowski. From the Health Information Management Program, Valerie Prater. From the Disability and Human Development Program, Fabricio Balcazar. From the Kinesiology Program, John Kumlili. From the Nutrition Program, Jamie Scheifele. From the Occupational Therapy Program, Robin Newman. And from the Physical Therapy Program, Carol Courtney. Great teachers are the heart of a great university. The University of Illinois at Chicago annually recognizes and honors its great professors. Recipients of the Silver Circle Award for Teaching Excellence are selected by our students. With this award, the students of UIC honor those who have taught us with distinction. I am honored to present the Silver Circle Award to the following distinguished member of the faculty. The 2015 Silver Circle recipient for the Applied Health Sciences is Dr. Michael Jones. To his kinesiology students, Dr. Jones is a gifted and concerned teacher. In their nominations of him, his students wrote that Dr. Jones is a superb mentor, and they said that he is motivating, understanding, patient, and enjoyable. Most importantly, they said he brings out the best in his students. Dr. Jones, on behalf of your students, I am pleased to present you with the Excalibur Award for Teaching Excellence. Congratulations.
I'm happy to introduce Dustin Jesberger to deliver today's student address. Dustin is graduating with a doctorate in physical therapy. In his program, he's committed himself to his peers by serving as a teaching assistant, tutor, and mentor. Always to great reviews. He's routinely the first to volunteer for events and programs that supports the PT department, including UIC open houses, new student orientations, and service projects. Outside of school, Dustin has contributed time and fundraising efforts to the Starlight Children's Foundation, Alexian Brothers Refresh and Retreat Stroke Camp. Graduates, please welcome one of your own, Dustin Jesberger.
All right, so who's ready to party? Now listen to my speech, okay? So hello, fellow graduates of the University of Illinois, Chicago, Applied Health Sciences, class of 2015. Yeah. Let me say it again because it sounds so nice. The UIC AHS class of 2015. I am proud and honored to have the privilege to speak on behalf of my distinguished colleagues and friends. Before I begin, let me first thank my wife, Alyssa, Mike and Madeline, and of course, Mom and Dad. You guys are the best support I ever could have asked for. On behalf of the graduating class of 2015, I want to thank our world-class faculty and also our entire support staff at AHS. Thank you for making our school a world-class facility for learning and personal growth. A special thank you to the entire Office of the Dean and Dean Fernhall. And a special thank you to all of the department heads. Your support to all of us has been invaluable. Thank you, everyone at AHS. Today represents the fulfillment of a promise and commitment that each and every one of us made to ourselves to become an outstanding student and an outstanding member of society. But none of us would be sitting here today without a lifetime of support. Support from parents, caregivers, family, past educators, current educators, mentors, friends, significant others, and of course, our pets. While this day marks an unprecedented personal achievement for each and every one of us, we are merely the embodiment of their lifetime of support. And for that, we are eternally grateful. Now, I wanted to take this, oh yeah, we can give them applause. They're pretty great. Now, I wanted to take this opportunity today to share with you all some quick words of wisdom that I received during my very first clinical experience. While the experience may have only lasted 2 short weeks, these words have made a lasting impression. And who knows, maybe today they will have the same impact on you. After standing and staring at a patient and believing that this would be an effective and meaningful intervention, I expressed in frustration to my clinical instructor, "Dude, when am I ever going to know enough to treat a real live human being?" In reply, my instructor coolly stated, "Dude, 10% of what you need to know comes from the classroom. The other 90% is from personal experience." Now, how cool is that? How humbling is that? I mean, we just spent 2, 3, 4, 7, 27, 500 years learning 10% of what we will eventually know. Now, that all sounds pretty daunting, I admit. That's a big number. I mean, 90 is greater than 10. I know that. Trust me, I'm a doctor. Yeah! Now, where do we find that other 90%? The other 90% is here. The other 90% is sitting right next to you. The other 90% is in your community. The other 90% will come from every privileged opportunity that we have when we interact with a patient, when we conduct meaningful research studies, publish and create a new medical graphic, and become the voice of those most in need. So, go out and learn something new every day. Learn from your colleagues. Learn from the experts. Learn from each bit of research that you will eventually do, and of course, publish. Learn from each detailed drawing that you create. Then, teach. Teach a colleague. Teach another medical professional. Teach the next generation of students. Come back and teach something new to your professors. I challenge you all today to rediscover that spark and insatiable appetite for knowledge that led you to apply to your program of study in the first place. Then, go out into the real world and see if what you were taught here works. Reason, experiment, hypothesize, reflect, and then try it all over again. You know, practice your applied health science. Look, we all did the hard part. We sat through hours of lectures, spent sleepless nights, did everlasting projects, and today we have the paper to prove it. Our celebration today not only represents the completion of those requirements to graduate, but more importantly, that we have acquired the ability and the knowledge to become lifelong learners. So congratulations on your personal 10%. Now go out there and discover your 90. Thank you.
Thank you, family members and friends, for sharing this special day with our graduates and our college. I'd also like to thank our distinguished guests and speakers, the UIC administrators present here today, the forum staff, and my college staff for their assistance and participation in this event. A very special thank you to Elaine Nicholas, who served as the coordinator for our college commencement. Now, finally, I just have two more brief announcements. Please remain seated while the recessional is completed. And I hope you will join me at the college receptions in the tent directly to the south of the forum. Staff will be outside to direct guests to the reception, and guests can meet their graduates outside in the tent. No graduates will be remaining in the building. Banner carriers, please come forward to retrieve your banners. Best wishes to all our graduates, and enjoy the remainder of this very special day. Thank you.